Hello friends, the dish you will see now is an experiment of a combination of sweet potato and banana. I would like to call this dish as steamed sweet potato topped with banana. The primary driving factors for this recipe are the striking health benefits that sweet potato has to offer, like the improved digestive health, they can boost your immunity, they help ease stress and anxiety, they're good for your eyes, and last but not the least, they have anti inflammatory effects. I request you all to watch the video, try the recipe yourselves, and leave a feedback or comment based on how you like it. A word of caution though, given the sensitive nature of your gut and digestive health, if you will be trying this recipe for the first time, please only consume a very small portion of this dish and slowly every week try to increase to a larger portion. I would recommend this dish for breakfast since it gives you the necessary boost to start your day with energy. So these are sweet potatoes. I've boiled them in a small cooker for around and taken around 4 to 5 whistles to make them soft. Now I let them cool first. As you see, these are now cooled, so we can start making the recipe. Before making the recipe, I will have to peel off the skin of these sweet potatoes. I don't use the skin, so let me first peel them off. So this is how I would remove the skin of the sweet potato. As you see, once they are cooked, it's very easy to peel off the skin and make them clean. If you see, there are some places where the sweet potatoes are dark and black in color. I avoid taking that portion, so I would just remove all of that portion and make them, I would clean them, just use the inner portion to make round chips out of them. If you don't let them cool, they start sticking to your hands and also the knife, and you can't make good pieces out of the sweet potato. So if you have time, allow it to cool and then do this. So now, as you see, I've peeled off the skin of all the 3 pieces of potatoes, and I'm now going to slice them into chips. I generally make small pieces out of them, semicircular pieces. So this is how you would do, and try to make pieces just like you would do make pieces of a potato. So just slice all of them into small pieces and then it is ready to cook. So there are many ways of making this recipe, but given that I wanted to keep it light on usage of sweet as well as oil or ghee, this is something that I discovered based on my experiments with cooking, so that it's light on your gut, easy to digest, and you get all the health benefits out of it. So I've sliced this, and now I'm going to put on the gas stove. I generally use a non-stick pan to cook this, but that's not mandatory. You can use any other vessel to cook this recipe as well. Now I'm going to add half a tablespoon or a very little portion of ghee to the pan, and it's really up to you based on how much you can manage. The amount of ghee can vary based on how you like it or how much you can tolerate. Okay, so I just used very little ghee just to cover the surface of the pan. I put the gas on high flame right now, and as soon as the pan heats up, I will go on a medium flame. So pan has heated, and now I'm just going to transfer the sweet potato chips into the pan. Okay. And I'm going to give it a stir on a medium flame. Since it's already cooked, you have to be a little delicate when you stir the sweet potato. It just gives a good smoky taste. We don't like to eat it, just in the cooked form. Giving it a slight stir in ghee gives it a good taste, and that's how you enjoy eating it more. The we'll wait until it gets slightly light brown, and then we'll toss it up again on the other side. Here you see, now the pieces have started becoming a little light brown in color. You can keep the sweet potatoes chips in any shape that you like it. They could be round as well, need not be semicircular. Whatever you like, you can go with that option. Now if you see, the potato is getting the golden brown color. At this point of time, I will just, simmer the gas. And since I want to avoid use of sugar, but I still want this recipe to be tasty and healthy, what I usually do is I add banana chips, ripe banana chips to the sweet potato. It gives it a good taste. The sweet potatoes in themselves are not as sweet and as interesting to be eaten, so I just give it a twist by adding the ripe banana chips to it. Now the banana wouldn't take a long time to cook, so this is the time when you add the bananas. Just give them a good stir and switch off the gas stove. You need not keep on the flame, otherwise it would get too soggy. So at this point of time, I'll just stir this for a few seconds, and then switch off the, maybe just 3 to 4 seconds. And now I should switch off the gas stove. Okay. Okay. The banana will be cooked with the heat of the pan itself. Will cook enough with the heat of the pan itself. So we just let it settle like this. Okay. So now what I'm going to show you next is optional. This is what I do because this is how we like, and again I want to avoid sugar. Now what I'm going to add is a shatavari powder, okay, which I've got from an Ayurvedic doctor, and it has a lot of health benefits and no side effects. So I I generally sprinkle a little bit of shatavari powder on this recipe. It is a little sweet in taste, and again, as I said, it has medicinal benefits. This is optional. I generally mix it up like this and toss it up, okay, and then let the recipe remain in the pan just for a few seconds before we remove on the plate. So I've allowed the recipe to cool, and now I'm just going to transfer it onto a plate, serving plate. Okay. And now this is powdered rock candy. The doctor advised that instead of sugar, if you use rock candy, it is much more beneficial. Again, I wouldn't use it more because I still want to avoid it. But because it just adds an additional flavor and a little bit of sweetness to the recipe. So I just sprinkle it just to get that mental satisfaction that it's going to taste better. But again, this is extremely optional, and if you can avoid it, please do avoid, because the recipe will taste well even without this. It's just to give an additional upper edge to the recipe. So this is powdered rock candy. I just keep it handy so that you don't have to use much, and you can just sprinkle on the top of this, just to give it an additional taste. So this can also be eaten as a dessert. It is a good recipe to be eaten in the morning. I generally use this for breakfast. It is quite filling, very nutritious, very friendly to your gut, and it has a lot of health benefits. The anti-inflammatory properties of the sweet potato really help you in the long run, and I have not had any problems. I've been eating this for several months now, and I've only seen benefits and improvements in health using this recipe. And I'm glad I could share this with you, and I'm sure you will try. And feel free to share your feedback, suggestions, comments, so that that will help me. This is my first video So I really look forward to your inputs, comments, suggestions, so that that will only motivate me to share more of such kind of recipes that I've been able to come up over the few years now. I really look forward to hearing back from you. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Bye.